Hello world, welcome back to the Razor RC, and we're done building the slider here for the Tamiya Top Force Evo re-release. So I just got this about a week ago or so, and I've been putting it together. Got through most of the steps, still just got to do electronics, paint, and the wheels and tires, but just want to share my thoughts on how the build's gone so far. Big shout out to Your RC. We got a 5% off coupon code. They carry Tamiyas, of course, like this. Traxxas, Arma, Team Associate, X-Ray, tons of brands. And if you want a Tamiya or pretty much anything else, we do have a 5% off coupon code. So huge shout out to them for sponsoring this line of videos. Something I realized was that something like the Tamiya Top Force Evo was sold out in the US. So even though you couldn't get in the US, you could still definitely go to Your RC and pick one of these up. That was pretty crazy. So something I realized, their inventory is going to be different than what you might find in the US. So stuff that sells out here definitely is still available in Europe. So I want to go through how the build actually went. Spent about 5 hours or so. Actually ended up watching the Niners-Cowboys game today. Go Niners. A pretty epic game there.
How does that feel?
Feels great, baby.
Happy Halloween right back at you. Thanks so much.
Probably not the best thing to do to build this while you're watching football, because I did kind of make some mistakes while I was putting together. But yeah, overall, pretty fun little build. Certainly Tamiyas, I think a lot of people buy them just to build them. They are fun builds, not super hard or anything. So I think as a first kit, I think they're reasonably straightforward and make for pretty good kits. And just want to share my thoughts. So first off, just like all Tamiyas, the bags kind of go through different colors. So, you go like bag A, B, C, D, E, F. It's kind of cool that they're all different colors. And pretty much those A, B, C, D, E bags are what are all the non-plastic parts. So you end up basically getting all these metal parts, and then you got to go through different plastic parts trees to find the actual parts that you need when you're assembling. So kind of an unusual style. Rather than putting things in bags, you go through A through F and then just grab the plastic parts as needed. And then of course they do kind of tell you where, what the parts are, like MA, I think, are basically these metal parts. We need a plastic part. They'll say something like X7, so you got to go to the X parts tree, you got to go to the N parts tree. Yeah, so pretty unusual way these things get put together. There are tons of parts trees, and you will have stuff left over, but if you never built a Tamiya, that's kind of how it goes. It may seem like you're just randomly searching for parts, but there is a method to the madness. The other thing I wanted to mention was that it's pretty cool. They do have a little spacer here for the motors to set the pinion off exact to a specific length. So they even have like a molded little plastic thing for that. That was pretty cool. One thing I wasn't really sure when I was building this thing together is it tells you to use like grease on all the gears and stuff. It just says grease, but it's actually the ceramic grease that comes in the box. So just use this. I don't know why these things are not capped once you pop them open. I guess they're one-time use or something. But yeah, there's no cap for this. So I don't know, you just use it and I guess you throw it away afterwards or something like that. But yeah, I wasn't really sure what grease to use. I was originally using like super lube or something, but I'm like, no, that's not right. It's like way too sticky. So ceramic grease is what you want for the plastic gears. The differential, so it does have front and rear ball differentials. Pretty cool. They actually come with extra balls. So for the thrust washer or the ball diffs, they come with 2 extra balls per diff. So pretty nice. If you drop one of those balls, don't stress out too much there. A couple little extras in there. They do come with like extra E-clips and stuff. So all those tiny little pieces you might lose. Pretty nice that they include extras for you for those people that are fumbling around a bit. Other things I found rather interesting or a little bit tricky on the shocks actually. So let's pull open the shocks. They actually show you this little ME4 spacer here. This guy, and it looks like it's really hard to tell what color that is or if it's glued, whether it's plastic, metal, whatever. I mean, these things are close to 1-to-1, but I would say not exactly 1-to-1. They're like 1.05 to 1 or something like that. So this is actually this white plastic spacer that comes in the bag. If you look super closely, there is like a tiny little groove like right down the middle. Really hard to see unless you use your magnifying glass, but that's what that one is. The spacer here in the bottom of the shock is actually that white spacer O-ring, and then this ME3 spacer I found really difficult to find. So that is actually the aluminum piece. I don't know if you can see it right here, but there's a little aluminum piece right there. That is the spacer that's on the bottom. It looks really close to these spacers up top that are used for the shock tower, but those are actually a little bit thicker. So the thick ones you use for the shock tower, the thin ones you use on the bottom of the rear shocks. The front shocks, they don't use that. The other funky thing is, yeah, these hollow balls on the bottom. You would think you use the metal hollow ball on the bottom because then it's rubbing against the plastic, and then you use the plastic one on the top, which would be rubbing up against the anodized metal, but it's still actually metal up top, plastic on the bottom. They are slightly different sizes. They're like 0.03 millimeters close in diameter, but not exactly the same. So yeah, they do intend you to put metal balls up top. I feel like it's going to wear through the anodizing a little bit. Not really the best design, but that's actually the way it was designed to be put together. What else is there? Yeah, the top shock mounts. So there are those two pieces, that metal spacer and then like a metal stepped piece with a rubber O-ring around that, or rubber bumper, I guess. So that's how that actually fits together. It was a little unclear to me when I was putting the shocks together, but that's actually how it goes. The shocks feel super smooth, so that is pretty nice. And the last thing I did was I actually put thread locker on all the metal to metal screws. So some of these like posts and stuff here in the front, they use a metal screw here on the bottom. I just put a tiny dab of blue Loctite on there just to hold them together because they're not really supposed to move or anything. But yeah, this kit looks super nice. I mean, the carbon fiber looks amazing. It is made in Japan, although I think these carbon fiber pieces are made in Taiwan, but the rest of the vehicle made in Japan, super high quality. I mean, the molds are amazing. Of course, you will need flesh cutters to trim all the pieces yourself. You will need a couple, tools and stuff. I recommend the Tamiya tools. So I basically just use the big one, this Tamiya Phillips head screwdriver. Like someone mentioned in the comments, they say it's actually a JIS tip, so not exactly the same as Phillips. So I would recommend getting Tamiya or Japanese tools. They will fit the screws slightly better than before, and the screws are super high quality. They're like coated or treated or something, finished with some kind of dark gray coating so they don't rust. Just looks super trick. Not a big fan of these type of screws in general, but I have to admit these are pretty nice screws. Looks awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Top Force Evo. We'll put in another final video when I'm done with the build, but just want to give you a little update. Definitely check out your RC with that 5% off coupon code, so you can pick up all kinds of Tamiyas or other kits if you're not interested in these sort of re-releases. They do also obviously have bashers, race kits, and all that good stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Look for more reviews soon. Thanks for watching.